gentlemen, and welcome. Bollywood has been hit hard by the success of the Kashmir Files. They've realized that the people of India are sick and tired of their fake narrative. That they want real stories about the real India. In fact, the success of Kashmir Files, I think, is an eruption of the joy of the people in seeing a story that tells the facts as it was, as it is, with no political correctness. And that's good, viewers, because a genocide cannot be described with nuance and subtlety. The way in which Hindus were butchered and forced out of Kashmir was concealed. And the truth, when it came out, as it has in the Kashmir Files, has come out with full honesty and full force. But I ask tonight, has Bollywood learnt its lesson? Perhaps in the commercial success of the Kashmir Files, they will see a bigger financial opportunity. But that's what it is, a financial opportunity. But will they learn and correct themselves? Will they tell with authenticity the true story of India? I don't think they will. Instead, there has to be, I think, an organized emergence of new storytellers, new filmmakers, who will tell the truth about our country with a freshness that this nation demands. And that, in a sense, ladies and gentlemen, is the subject of the debate this weekend. And ladies and gentlemen, in this special edition, I want to break down the story of the Kashmir Files' success and controversy into two big debates to address the largest thematic questions that arise from the developments of the past week. In the first part, the Bollywood ecosystem, whose hegemony has been challenged and defeated, and whose autocracy has been shattered, is my main theme. The splendid success of this film has delivered the people's verdict against this decaying Bollywood ecosystem, a term that was coined earlier this week. In fact, the Prime Minister spoke about the ecosystem and the narrative. But will Bollywood wake up after the Kashmir Files? Here's the story, and then we debate.
रात तक कश्मीर छोड़कर जाने को कहा है।
हमारे लोग मर रहे हैं सर।
कश्मीर चल रहा है, खुलेआम कश्मीरी हिंदुओं का कत्ले आम हो रहा है।
A film that has breached the 100 crore mark. A film that has moved millions. A film that has exposed the brutal truth.
Was there a targeted genocide of the Hindu community or not? And when I ask this question, why are people being so queasy about it?
Because you are asking this question to the people who are pretending to sleep and you are trying to wake them up.
A film that is battling conspiracies as it makes a few people uncomfortable.
कश्मीर फाइल फिल्म की चर्चा चल रही है और जो लोग हमेशा फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन के झंडे लेकर के घूमते हैं वो पूरी जमात बौखला गई है पिछले 5-6 दिन से, लेकिन उस सत्य को न समझने की तैयारी, न स्वीकारने की तैयारी है, न ही दुनिया इसको देखे इसके लिए उनकी मंजूरी है.
A film about pundits the politicians on the other side don't like.
लेकिन क्या कश्मीरी पंडितों को वापस अपने घर कश्मीर जाने का मौका मिलेगा?
सिर्फ इतना जानना चाहता हूँ, क्या ये डॉक्यूमेंट्री है या क्या ये कमर्शियल फिल्म है? अगर ये डॉक्यूमेंट्री है तो फिर हम मान के चलेंगे कि इसमें जो आपने दिखाया सही दिखाया है, लेकिन फिल्म बनाने वाले भी कहते हैं कि इट इज़ बेस्ड ऑन रियलिटी, बट इट इज़ नॉट अ डॉक्यूमेंट्री. उसमें तरह तरह के झूठ दिखाए गए हैं.
A film that even Bollywood has tried to play down.
Whether you are making it right winger or I don't know, but we are right in making this film. You don't like it, it's too bad because it's making you uncomfortable.
What about Kashmir Files? Makes it a class apart from the Bollywood cover-up job on Kashmiri pundits? Let's debate on Arnab Live.
And ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the first debate is, first of all, Chinmay Mandlekar. He's a fantastic actor. He's played the role of Bitta Karate in the Kashmir Files, and people say it's so authentic. And there it is, Madhuvanti ji is applauding him, and Madhuvanti ji, I join you in that. Great. It's difficult to play that role. Well done, Chinmay.
Thank you.
Well done. We're so proud. And with me is the very soft-spoken, gentle, subtle and nuanced Ashok Pandit. Ashok ji and I have met physically after more than 2.5 years now. Yeah. You haven't, one thing you haven't lost is your voice.
I will never lose that.
Yeah, I get a bad throat, you never get a bad
I
throat.
will never lose that.
Wow. And Ashok Pandit is significant because he is the first person from the film industry in Mumbai who picked up the issue of the plight of the Kashmiri Pandits. He's gone there and essayed. He's made great documentary films and films in the past. Thank you for being part of this beautiful journey.
Thank you, Arnab. Thank you.
And Mukesh Khanna, someone I love and respect, greatly actor and producer, fiercely independent man. Yeah. To be in the film industry and challenge it on a daily basis through his very popular, YouTube channel is incredible. That's bravery, I tell you. He staked his career. He staked his career, but he's spoken out. Bhishma Pitama, truly. Madhuvanti ji is joining us. She's an amazing political analyst and entrepreneur from Chennai. She speaks freely. Some people say that she's right of center. I say that she's on the right side. That's why she's right of center. And Rahul Ishwar is with us today. Again, haven't met Rahul for a long time, but the thing is that Rahul keeps looking younger and younger and goes more and more towards the left. We keep saying that we have to bring Rahul Ishwar back on the right. On the right side, Rahul. And
always right up there.
And always Akashdeep Sabir. I've never agreed with him on anything. Anything at all. I'm still looking for something I'll agree with him on. He's a well-known filmmaker and producer.
That's not true.
I don't know.
That's not true.
I don't know, Akash.
That's not true.
It's crazy. But great to have you today.
But always on the right side, sir. Only on certain.
No, I feel that the need for a churn, Akash. We need to talk more in this country. We talk less. We need to talk more. हमें ज़्यादा बात करने की ज़रूरत है और ऊंचे स्वरों में बात करने की ज़रूरत है. And Shehzad Khan is with a tremendous actor, tremendous personality, towering presence on the screen. And when I see people like Shehzad Khan and Mukesh Khanna on the same screen, I just think, these people were meant for the big screen, and that's the kind of personality. We don't see actors like this these days. Well, thank you, Shehzad ji, for joining us. Shall we start the debate? My first question is, and I want
Okay. Before you start, if you allow me,
please.
I want to tell your viewers, Arnab, that when the entire media was silent on my exodus and my genocide, when big media houses used to call, terrorists on their conclaves like Yasin Malik and Gilani, and we used to feel very hurt and frustrated.
Yes.
It is a person like you. It is you, Arnab Goswami, you and your channel earlier and today. You as an editor, you as a journalist, you are the first person to rake up our issue and bring forth to the entire world that yes,
thank you.
Kashmiri Pandits, Kashmiri Hindus have suffered the worst genocide and ethnic cleansing. The credit goes to you to bring our cause, bring our issue in front of the world. My compliments to you on behalf of all the entire Kashmiri Pandit community for standing by us like a rock from day one till today.
I always will, sir. I always will, sir. It's my privilege. It's my joy. It's one of my life's small achievements that I've been able to be with you in the journey. But yes, you are right, to one extent. And my mind goes back to this point, that Bollywood should have done this earlier. What the Prime Minister said was absolutely true. Mukesh Khanna ji, bilkul sahi kaha unhone. And he said that we did not, a film on Gandhi was made so much later, and it required a foreigner to come and make a film on Gandhi. Yeah. We don't know what to celebrate. और ये फिल्म अभी 2022 में क्यों बनी, 35 साल क्यों लगे? Was this accidental, Mukesh Khanna ji? Was it accidental? Has Bollywood learnt its lesson, Mukesh Khanna? Let's start the debate.
Arnab ji, before I give my comment, let me say this small thing that I compliment you. We have not met for long, but still I have been seeing you. You are handling lots of sensitive debates lately. चाहे वो Ukraine हो, चाहे वो ये Kashmir Files हो, you have been doing a tremendously good job. Let me congratulate you.
Thank you, sir.
You are handling these topics so very well.
Thank you, sir.
Coming to the film, Arnab ji, there was a saying in our that हमारी जो फिल्में होती हैं वो समाज का आईना होती है.
बिल्कुल.
The films are the mirrors of what is happening in the society. But sorry to say, for last 20 years, maybe more or less, I don't know, the film medium has become a propaganda for spreading bad messages, bad manners, showing ashleelta, going for the TRP. It has lost its value of calling a mirror of the society. But I congratulate this gentleman called Vivek Agnihotri.
Amazing.
It is not the film industry who is rising to the occasion, as you are saying. It is one man who stood suddenly, very late, definitely, as you said, 32 years. But he did what nobody did. I mean, I don't have words to express that a person, I mean, we should be ashamed is a very small word. I don't know what more you can say than ashamed. For 32 years, हमारे देश के एक भाग से निकलकर दूसरे भाग में आने वाले भारतीय शरणार्थी कहलाए गए। पाकिस्तान से इंडिया आए हैं, मेरी फैमिली भी आई है। वो सबसे बड़ा पार्टीशन हुआ था, समझ में आता है वहां पर। वहां हिंदुओं को भी नुकसान हुआ, मुस्लिमों को भी नुकसान हुआ। लेकिन यहां पर इंडिया, one part of the India, 5 lakh people displaced, they settled down in different places and they were called Sharanarthi. Are we not ashamed of it?
Oh,
nobody stood for them. What about the government? Government should have done. It's a beautiful film. I don't call it a film. It's a documentation of a proof of something which everybody should know. And this is the reason of its success. People are surprised कि ये सच हमसे क्यों छुपाया गया अभी तक?
No, the thing is this, that I think you're spot on. I'm glad that you've spoken so openly. Because this thundering success of the Kashmir Files is making this Bollywood cabal very uncomfortable. They've been ranting about the film. They call it communal. They're branding it as a takedown of Indian Muslims. Some are living in the desperation. They say there was no exodus at all. And all I've said in 1 week is this, that why was this film not made before? I need an honest answer today. What was the reason? Why was it not made before? Did people not know? Or did people avoid the issue? I think people avoided it, Akash. They avoided the subject. Shehzad wants to come in. Okay, Shehzad wants to come in. One second. Let's get Shehzad to face off first. Shehzad Khan. Let Shehzad Khan face off first with Mukesh Khanna, then I'll bring you back. Yes. Shehzad Khan ji.
Arnab, I would just like to tell you that Anil Pandit ji had made a film called Sheen. ऐसी बात नहीं, film industry में, yes, he had made a film called Sheen. He's sitting right next to you. It was on Kashmir. Then there was a film made, Mission Kashmir. Then there was a film made by Mr. Vidhu Vinod Chopra 2 years back, Shikara. ऐसी बात नहीं कि बॉलीवुड ने फिल्में नहीं बनाई है कश्मीर के ऊपर और कश्मीर के मसलों के ऊपर, बट यहाँ पर एक बहुत बड़ा प्रश्न चिन्ह ये आता है कि इलेक्शंस आर राइट अराउंड द कॉर्नर इन कश्मीर and a film should be looked at as a film, not to target a certain community, not to create hatred. That's what we have been seeing. It's all around. I saw a video on WhatsApp where people are getting up in the theater and abusing the Muslim community. Why are they abusing the Muslim community? Why don't you show in the film that when this genocide was happening in Kashmir, the BJP supported government was in power that time. Mr. L.K. Advani should have resigned that time. Why is a certain community being targeted? Yes, बोलिए पंडित साहब, मैं सुन रहा हूँ आपको।
शहजाद साहब, आप मेरे मित्रों, आप गूगल करके आए और आपने काफी कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन जो है वो लेके आए हैं। मैं आपको हकीकत बयान करूंगा और मुझे हक है हकीकत बयान करने का, क्योंकि मैं एक फिल्म मेकर भी हूँ और मैं इस पूरे शहजाद साहब सुनिए, मैं इस पूरे दौर से गुजरा हूं एज अ फिल्म मेकर, एज अ कश्मीरी पंडित ऑल्सो। अब मैं आपसे बताता हूं कि जब हमारा एक्सोडस हुआ, जेनोसाइड हुआ, अभी आपने जो इशू खड़ा किया मैं पहले उसका जवाब दे देता हूं। पहली बात तो यह है कि यह बोलना बिल्कुल कायरता का निशान है और झूठ है, सरासर झूठ है। हमारे साथ जो हुआ, सुनिए शहजाद साहब, मुझे बोलने दीजिए, क्योंकि आप जो है ना, आप क्या कर रहे हैं शहजाद साहब, आप मेरे घाव पे नमक छिड़क रहे हैं, आप मेरे घाव पे नमक छिड़क रहे हैं और आप मेरे घाव पे मिर्ची का पाउडर छिड़क रहे हैं। शहजाद साहब, आपको कुछ पता नहीं है, आप मेरे घाव पे नमक छिड़क रहे हैं, आप मेरे घाव पे मिर्ची छिड़क रहे हैं, आप मेरे ट्रेजेडी का मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं। शहजाद साहब,
लिसन वन मिनट, वो क्या बोले?
1983 से बॉम्बे में है आप, 1983 से बॉम्बे में है, क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप?
क्या
आप 1983 से बॉम्बे में है?
अरे शहजाद साहब, मैं कब कहा हूं? आप मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन मत दीजिए, आप सुनिए मेरी बात। आप सुनिए मेरी बात।
आप चिल्ला के जो बोल के आवाज, बॉलीवुड की आवाज जो बंद कर रहा है।
जिस दिन कश्मीरी हिंदुओं का पलायन हुआ है, उसके पहले 1 महीने 2 महीने पहले मैं कश्मीर में था। मैं पूरा मंजर मैंने अपनी पूरी आंखों से देखा हुआ है। आपको बताने की जरूरत नहीं है। सुनिए मेरी बात। कश्मीरी हिंदुओं की सिलेक्टिव किलिंग हुई है, वो 1985 से हुई है। आपको इस बात का पता ही है आपको? 1985 से हुई है। आप अपना मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं। आप अपना मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं।
एक मिनट, अशोक जी, don't get emotional on this. Just a minute, don't get emotional on this. Shehzad ji, I want to just respond to you for 1 minute. And Ashok Pandit, please don't get emotional on this subject. And I'll have an open debate. But I want to tell you also, Shehzad ji, that when you say these things, it is anti-Muslim and all that. It's not anti-Muslim.
Yes, I saw the video in the theater, Arnab.
So, is the video of the theater? No, one minute.
Have you seen the videos of people in Kashmir with हम क्या चाहते हैं? आजादी का मतलब क्या? ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। हम क्या चाहते हैं? निज़ाम मुस्तफा, गलीब सल्यूट। Have you heard those slogans in Kashmir? With those slogans out from Kashmir. Have you heard those slogans? Have you heard those slogans?
Shehzad, louder, Shehzad.
हुआ है, सिख भाइयों के साथ हुआ है। हाँ, आप क्या बात करें? कश्मीर का एक अच्छा मुद्दा मिल गया आपको। हमने, हमारी बॉलीवुड ने फिल्में बनाई है, आपने खुद ने फिल्म बनाई है शीन, दो शो चली, उस वक्त क्यों नहीं चली?
अरे शहजाद साहब, आप जो 2 फिल्मों की बात कर रहे हैं, मिशन कभी कश्मीर और शिकारा, वो कश्मीरी हिंदुओं के नाम पे धब्बा दी धब्बा, कलंक,
जो फिल्में सच्चाई दिखाती है,
हमारे इशू को लेकर दोनों फिल्में हम कश्मीरी हिंदुओं के
I think this is एक मिनट, I think it's become a very serious debate. Just one minute, please. I get everyone in. I want share. No, 1 minute, everyone, please be quiet for a minute. I did not expect the debate to take this turn. I'm going back to Mukesh Khanna. Please wait, Akashdeep. Please calm down. Please calm down. And Ashok Pandit, don't get emotional on this. I want to just say one thing, Mukesh Khanna ji. I just say, okay, you go ahead. Go ahead, Mukesh Khanna ji. You speak first. I'll come in after that, yeah.
अर्नब जी, मैं मिस्टर शहजाद को एक बात, आई विल टेल एवरीबॉडी टू कीप क्वाइट। मैं शहजाद को कहना चाहूंगा, आप जिन फिल्मों के नाम गिना रहे हैं, वो फिल्में सिर्फ फिल्में थी। फिल्म this Kashmir Files is not a film. It is history.
I'm talking about Bollywood.
आप जो फिल्म गिना रहे हो, मिशन कश्मीर, I'm talking. I am countering your point, Shahzad. I am countering your point. Just listen. वो शिकारा फिल्म सिर्फ फिल्म थी। शिकारा फिल्म टारगेट बॉलीवुड। नो, मुझे बोलने दीजिए।
आप बोलिए।
Shahzad, it's not a question of Bollywood. It's not a question of Bollywood. It's a question of comparing a film like Shikara to Kashmir Files. Vidhu Vinod Chopra, जिसकी वाइफ इस फिल्म को 0 नंबर देती है अपने रिव्यू में, विधु विनोद, लिसन,
कश्मीर के जितने पंडित साहब
ये है,
उसके मिस्टर पंडित ने क्या पूरा वो लिया हुआ है?
उसके बावजूद वो फिल्म को मार्क्स नहीं देता।
वो आप नहीं देते होंगे।
अरे वो फिल्म क्या बनाते हैं? रियलिटी है।
कितनी अच्छी फिल्म है, वो रियलिटी है। अगर ये रियलिटी है तो वो भी रियलिटी है, शिकारा भी
कौन सी फिल्म अच्छी है और कौन सी फिल्म अच्छी नहीं है, ये पूरा नेशन बता रहा है अभी। कौन सी फिल्म अच्छी है, कौन सी अच्छी नहीं है, ये पूरी कंट्री बता रही है आपको।
कंट्री बता रही है।
No, I want to ask you. Okay, straight question, Shehzad, 1 minute. You are talking about the film Shikara, recent film. 1 minute. Anybody will ask you only one question right now, that if Shikara was a good film and if Shikara told the reality of the people, no, 1 minute, let me complete. If it told why was there no response to Shikara and why is there a response to this?
Because he justified terrorism.
No, watch it.
Because it shows both sides of the coin. It shows both sides of the coin. It shows the reality
are
of
justified in
Kashmir.
creating terrorism.
And it was
Shikara
not
said
according to
that there are
certain
innocent
people's
people who
faith.
picked up the guns. Shikara said
Okay, opening the debate. Akashdeep is also coming to the debate. 1 minute. Just a minute. Akashdeep, now you see, I think, and allow me to complete. Allow me to complete my point. I think there are some Latvian journalists who are busy claiming that this movie is anti-Muslim, Islamophobic, and they say in every frame breeds hatred against Muslims.
Yes.
I think 1 minute, please, Shehzad ji. Please understand.
Yes.
The victims were Hindus. The perpetrators were on the rolls of Pakistan. Allow me to complete what I'm saying, please. And my question here is this, that suppose the victims, the names would have been changed and they would have been made Muslim, and the perpetrators, their names had been changed and they had been made Hindu.
Secular.
You understand? Would you have been happy about it? You want history to be mutilated? How is my question, Akashdeep is coming into the debate right now, please, I don't have a good throat tonight. My question is, how is, I can't have everyone on. Anand, you got to, 1 minute, my question is, how is depicting the blatant Hindu phobia, the targeted genocide of Hindus in the 1990s, where names of all the prominent Hindu pundits were pasted on a hit list and newspapers carried advertisements asking Hindus to either leave or risk being killed. If I tell you the truth, how does that become anti-Muslim? It is the truth.
Yeah.
It is not anti-Muslim, it is the truth.
Arnab.
And I would like Rahul Ishwar also on the debate, but Rahul, just wait. Akash.
Arnab, I would like to ask Shehzad, is he trying to deny that the Exodus happened? Come on, and if it happened, does he know what happened?
Would have been in the middle.
Why only Hindu pundits were asked to leave? It is bound to become Hindu-Muslim, although we don't want to paint the entire community. But this happened, Shehzad.
I need a Shehzad in the middle.
To talk about Shikara and Mission Kashmir.
Faster.
Why? Bollywood has not made films like
The
Shikara
point
and Mission
is,
Kashmir.
the Exodus happened. 1 minute, Shehzad. Shehzad, you are not the last word on the debate. Let somebody finish.
Okay, go ahead.
1 minute, Shehzad. I have interacted with Ashok Pandit during my stint in Sahara for Sheen. I know his passion for the cause. I am a very close friend of Mr. Anupam Kher. I know his passion. I am proud of the fact that I know Vivek Agnihotri and Pallavi from the start of their journey. Shehzad, get real. This is not just a film. ये फिल्म शुरू होने से पहले विवेक अग्निहोत्री said, if I make 1 rupee or 100 crores, I will dedicate every money I earn from this film for this cause.
Okay,
Don't make this discourse.
No, I want Rahul Ishwar also to come in. I want Rahul Ishwar also to come in. No. I want Rahul Ishwar also to come in, and I want to make one more point here. 1 minute. Just Rahul, before you come in, you think this lobby has brought in a misleading claim, Rahul, that only 89 Kashmiri Pandits died. Only 89.
That's false.
No. They say, no, 1 minute. No. What's the reality? The reality is that this RTI does not include how 109 Kashmiri Pandits were killed in the year 1989. And police reports and surveys by Kashmiri Pandit organizations have stated that anywhere between 219 to 399 Pandits were massacred during the genocide. But my question is, look at the insensitivity. You only 89 Hindus died. What's the big deal? It's not a genocide. 300 didn't die, 400 were not killed. That means they wanted more to be killed. And when a film is coming out about this now, you are constantly uncomfortable. I'll tell you why they are uncomfortable, Rahul, and then I'll close. The fact is, in the success of Kashmir Files, India has rejected this Bollywood cabal. They dominated the narrative. They had hundreds of crores of rupees and they had connections, they had deep pockets. Their influence has been rejected. This left liberal pseudo cabal ruling Bollywood has lost its crown.
Yeah.
That's the fact. It has lost its crown in this moment. I want Rahul Ishwar to come in. Rahul Ishwar.
Two quick submissions. I saw Kashmir Files on the first day itself. I love the movie. It's a movie that everyone should see. People like me in our own small capacity actively promote in places like Kerala, where people, or South India, anywhere in South India where people should be knowing more about it. Second, the movie starts with a beautiful relationship and a friendship between Shiva and Abdul. And in the movie, it is shown that years later, Shiva, when he's rowing the boat, still Abdul, who is still rowing the boat, misses Shiva. And one word to Chinmay, with due respect, I still can't get over the hate towards you. Your performance was so good.
In the middle, Chinmay.
Absolutely fabulous. No, you still, even though I saw you as Chhatrapati Shivaji, of great reverence we all have, the other thing still lingers in my mind that your performance and artist was superb. Two, just some submissions. Just like Arnabji started by saying that it took a foreigner to shoot a movie about our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Many times Bollywood wakes up late. But let us not remember, Bollywood has also given us Uri. Bollywood has also given us movies like Border. So there has been, yes, the left liberal lobby dominated the narrative for years. But there has been great movies like Uri or Border from the earlier times too. So let us not demonize Bollywood. Let us call out for what it is.
No. I'm not demonizing. I'm not demonizing. But Rahul, I want to. But Rahul, I'm not without demonizing. Without demonizing, I'll get Madhuvanti on the other side, and I'm going to come to Chinmay in just a minute. Chinmay, first of all, please don't feel I'm excluding you in the debate. I want these debaters to speak. Then I want to come to you. You're a real star.
The last word from Chinmay.
No. 1 minute. I'll tell you what has happened, Rahul, and I'll take names. Problem is, I'm not subtle. यही मेरी लाइफ की सबसे बड़ी परेशानी रही है, जो है नाम लेके बोल देता हूँ, शहजाद जी, है ना? कभी-कभी मुश्किल है मैं, I get into trouble also, but I can't. तो मैं नाम ले रहा हूँ.
आप मर्द मुजाहिद हैं, बोलिए आप.
मैं नाम लूँगा.
जी लीजिए.
Aparna Sen. I'll take names and मैं एक-एक का नाम लूँगा. Aparna Sen, है ना? And she was writing letters to the Prime Minister saying, Madhuvanti, secular fabric of the country has been ruined. We're anxious to state about the situation in our country today. I'll take a second name, Madhuvanti ji. Nasiruddin Shah. December 2018 says that my children will be surrounded by an angry mob and they will be asked, are you Hindu or Muslim? My children will have no answer. Why does Nasiruddin Shah not talk today about this film? Why does Nasiruddin Shah say that my fellow Indians were massacred? I didn't speak up. And where is Amir Khan? He said there is growing intolerance in this country. Why is he not speaking up more? Ek line ki tweet se nahi hota hai. One more point. Nandita Das. Conservatives and right-wing people are increasingly becoming the moral police. Why is she not spoken about this? Point is this, Madhuvanti ji, and the answer is in the question itself, that left to this lobby, even this film would not have been made. Vivek,
absolutely.
Am I right?
Absolutely.
Madhuvanti.
Absolutely. I'm firstly very sorry. My line just got completely cut off when you were giving me such a beautiful intro. I guess that's the fate of a Hindu in this country today. Anyways, having said that, My point is, what is the secularism that all these people are talking about? If something happens to a Muslim, it has to be spoken about. But if something happens to a Hindu, you shouldn't talk about it. Immediately, the word secular comes into the picture and they start talking about the right wing. Isn't a life a life? Even if it is only 89 pundits, according to these people who were killed, 89 lives are not enough to be shown. A film about 89 lives should not be made. Even one life. Mr. Shah Rukh Khan made a film saying, my name is Khan and I am not a terrorist. It was about one man. Why is this a big deal? Why is nobody talking? Where are the Khans? Where
Everybody
is the
is
Khan
talking.
brigade? Why is not one human being?
आपके सामने शहजाद खान बैठा है, बोलिए क्या पूछता है? अक्षय कुमार की ट्वीट के बारे में क्यों नहीं कहा अर्नब साहब आपने? सुनील शेट्टी के ट्वीट के बारे में आपने क्यों नहीं कहा? He also tweeted about this film, Kashmir Files.
I would like to know where are the Khans today? Are they in hiding?
I am sitting in front of you. My name is Khan. My name is Khan. Shahzad Khan.
I am not talking about you, sir. I am talking about the three Khans. The Khan brigade.
The three Khans are busy. They must be busy shooting somewhere.
Oh, they are busy. They do not have time to watch a film that talks about
genocide. They don't have time. They will watch it when they want to.
They don't have time to watch the Kashmir Files. Arnab, he's saying this on national television.
Why didn't people go and watch 83? Why didn't people go and watch 83? Ranveer Singh's film 83. It was about the World Cup.
Sir,
when Kapil Dev won the World Cup. We didn't go and watch 83.
Like 83 with a film like Kashmir Files.
I'm just giving you an example.
This is an awakening.
Yeah, Hollywood film made more money than a film called 83. This is all nonsense.
I think one minute. Shehzadji, Akashdeep wants to come back. Akashdeep wants to come back. But should we go to Chinmay first before that? Should we go to Chinmay first before that? Just one point. I just want to tell you. I just want to come in and say that Madhuvanti ji, you see when
I need a point.
I just 1 minute, Akashdeep. Let me go to Chinmay before I come back to you. You see, just responding to you, Madhuvanti ji. Just responding to you, Madhuvanti ji, is one line to you and then I'll go to Chinmay. Madhuvanti ji, the fact is that when things are stifled for a very long period of time, and when people speak after a long period of time, a lot of emotions come out. It can be guilt, it can be anger, it can be hurt, it can be the call of your conscience. So it's multiple things. It is, you see, there is no marketing here.
And the other very
There's no. I want to go to Chinmay now. Chinmay, you played the role of Bitta Karate in this film. Now you're hearing this discussion, right? Deliberately, that's why before coming to you one-to-one, I wanted you to hear this discussion. You play the most difficult role. Yeah. And I want to tell you, viewers, that I have heard this story that when Vivek Agnihotri shared the story about how he was shooting one of his scenes in Dehradun, where Chinmay had to shout anti-India slogans. But locals refused to participate, right? And that itself tells you something कि वो दबी हुई एक आवाज है जो निकल के आई है. उस दबी हुई आवाज को हम ignore नहीं कर सकते इस देश में. We cannot ignore that voice of people which has been suppressed. Chinmay, your thoughts, please. You're listening to the debate. What are your thoughts about the film?
Yes. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for having me here. And all the people who are sitting here, I've been watching them since my childhood, and I'm in great awe of them. About the film, for all those who have seen the film, it starts with a caption which says that this film is dedicated to all the communities that have been ever persecuted in the history of the world.
Correct.
So that in itself makes this film very universal. And because I'm a part of the team, because I'm a part of the process of making this film, I am somewhere also aware about the intent, why this film was made in the first place. So it is not about spreading communal hatred or calling out to a certain community. It is about telling a story which has remained untold for 32 years. In 1990, when all this happened, I was 11 years old. And over the period, I realized, because I had some Kashmiri friends, that yes, something has happened. People had to leave home overnight and come to other parts of India, and today they're staying there as refugees. But when I read the script for the first time, I came to know about so many things which today in my 40s, I did not even know. And I asked Mr. Vivek Agnihotri, has this happened? And of course, he gave me all the videos, the research material, everything. There was a lady named Girija Kumari Tikku, on whom all those atrocities were done, which are shown in the last part of the film. So this film is not about spreading hatred. In fact, this film is about realization and recognition so that something like this doesn't happen to anyone, any single person, at least in our country. We can't say about the world, but at least in our country. अगर हम उसको recognize नहीं करेंगे, अगर हम उसका cognizance नहीं लेंगे, तो हम आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएंगे. And I think that is what the film was meant to do. And if it is doing it, well and
everyone on
for all the people who say that, you know, this is a propaganda film, this is not good. If you have seen the film and still you want to say it, everybody has the opinion and I respect it. If you have not seen the film and then you are saying it, then I would say that
all guess. Yes. No, Chinmay, I just wanted to come in for 1 minute. And as I'm hearing you, you know, we as a country, we are uncomfortable with nationalism also. Huh? This Bollywood industry, they don't like the idea of nationalism. They're uncomfortable with it. All these, you know, Nandita Das, this Nasiruddin Shah, this Swara Bhaskar, this whole group. Now there's one story, and Mukesh Khanna, ये बहुत important story है. ये जो हमने कहा कि जब when Chinmay was shooting in Dehradun, he had to shout anti-India slogans. Locals refused to participate. I have also heard, Chinmay, that locals accepted this scene being shot only when Chinmay had to also shout Bharat Mata Ki Jai. I'm not sure if this is a true story.
Yeah,
no, but it is, nobody, see, Rahul, don't laugh. You know, the fact is, Rahul.
Lovely.
I just tell you one thing. See, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one minute, Shehzad ji. I know that Bharat Mata की जय का नाम ले लिया मैंने तो सब वो हो जाते मैं फिर से कहूँगा
भारत माता की जय होनी चाहिए
हाँ तो होनी चाहिए तो मैं ये कह रहा हूँ ना देखिए नहीं क्या है चिन्मय की बात चिन्मय you tell me one thing. What happened in that shoot? Can you talk more about it? Just tell me what happened about it.
We were shooting in one of the center chalks of Mussoorie, and anyway, it was a very tense shoot because for the prep, the setting was made where you know जो Indians go back और ये सब लिखा हुआ था. So already लोगों का माहौल ये था कि ये क्या होने जा रहा है, and traffic jam हो चुका था because you see in the visuals also there are a lot of people. And when I got up on that jeep and started saying my speech as a rehearsal. The people for the first time realized कि what exactly the scene is. और उनमें से जो 2-3 लोग थे उन्होंने कहा कि this is not done, ये नहीं हो सकता. तो हमें उन्हें समझाना पड़ा कि ये एक फिल्म का भाग है और फिल्म में हम भारत की इमेज को कहीं पे टार्निश नहीं कर रहे हैं लेकिन जो हुआ उसको दिखा रहे हैं. Then I had to show them that I am the same actor who performs the role of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj in a Marathi film. So I showed them my posters, and then I got in the jeep, and then we had a kind of a mutual understanding कि हर take के बाद we will all together we will shout Bharat Mata की जय, जो बोले सो निहाल, छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की जय, जो भी मतलब जो हमारे जिसको हम कह सकते हैं कि देशभक्ति के जितने स्लोगन्स हैं वो हम बोलेंगे and then the shoot happened without any problem for almost 2 hours.
So yeah, the thing is, you see, Chinmay, the thing is, Chinmay, and I want to go to Mukesh Khanna now. What this tells me is, viewers, देखिए भारत माता की जय पर भी डिबेट हुई इस देश में, है ना, जनगण मन पर भी डिबेट हुई, नेशनल एंथम पर हुई, हर चीज़ पर होती है डिबेट. पर ये लोग जिन्होंने इनको रोका उनकी अंदर की सेंटिमेंट थी. You have to understand, Mukesh Khanna, their emotions also. वो तो कॉमनल लोग नहीं है जिन्होंने कहा कि भारत माता की जय कहनी चाहिए, मगर इस देश में हमने भारत माता की जय का कॉमनलाइजेशन कर दिया. और हम जैसे लोग अगर इसको मुद्दा बनाए, हम कहे कि क्यों सवाल उठा रहे हो, तो बोला जाता है तुम भी राइट विंग जर्नलिस्ट हो भाई, तुम भी राइट विंग जर्नलिस्ट हो, लोगों पर थोप रहे हो भारत माता की जय. व्हाई यू फोर्सिंग द पीपल ऑफ दिस कंट्री टू से भारत माता की जय? एंड आई हैव ऑलवेज बीन सेइंग, हु नीड्स टू फोर्स एनीवन एनीवे? And I think the success of the Kashmir Files is the underlying sentiment of the people in this country. It is not watching a film. I'm telling you, Mukesh Khanna, I get a feeling now, you know, if I go around my studio, my office, I go outside, I get a feeling that people are going and watching the film to say, I am with you. Not only for the film, but I'm there. It's become a cause now. Mukesh Khanna.
Arnab, we must also remember one more thing. Chinmaya did a great job. I mean, I must appreciate the difficult role which he had to do, and he did a great job. But we must remember, we are forgetting one more thing, that this film has exposed beautifully JNU.
Ah, well said.
The Pallavi Joshi's portion, they have exposed the JNU, Bharat Mata Ki Jai, Pakistan Zindabad, the way she performed, the way the scenes are written, the way the darshan gets changed. So I think this film has very nicely exposed JNU.
Absolutely.
Which is against the, as you said, our sentiments of Bharat Mata Ki Jai. वहाँ पर लोगों को बुलवाया जाता है, भारत माता जो है, वो उसके बदले मुर्दाबाद कह के वो पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद. So that means this portion of the Pallavi Joshi's, I liked the way she performed also.
Absolutely.
She did a good job. And it is very well conceived, very well written. They have exposed. JNU has never been exposed
I think that's right.
This film.
I think that's right. Mukesh Khanna is absolutely right. Madhuvanti ji is listening. Akash, 1 minute. Akash, 1 minute. Akash, 1 minute. Akash, 1 minute. I'll tell you one thing. Shahzad ji, मेरी बात जरा सुन ले 2 मिनट. जब एक छोटी सी बात कहूँगा, उसके बाद मैं नहीं बोलूँ. देखिए, ये जब सीए की जो प्रोटेस्ट हुई, जब वो, मैंने तब से 6 महीने में, मैं 3-4 महीने में बोलता रहा कि भाई इसको रोक दीजिए, प्लीज स्टॉप दिस प्रोटेस्ट, दे विल टर्न वायलेंट. एंड व्हेन दे टर्न्ड वायलेंट, Akash, I was in Banaras. I had gone for a personal pilgrimage to Banaras. I was in the Ghats, and I saw that, you know, the peaceful situation in Banaras. There was violence there. People were being attacked. People were being injured. There were some people who died. At that time, when Mukesh Khanna mentioned JNU, you know, a film actress, I think Deepika Padukone, she went to JNU as clearly part of a film promotion.
Yeah.
Clearly part of a film promotion.
Yes.
And it is film don't tell me she suddenly become a political activist. She goes there during the CA protest, makes JNU the scene, gets all the PR and the videos start going out. Why? Because Ashok Pandit, she was trying. No, she had a film release, and JNU. JNU became the JNU became Ashok Pandit. Now 1 minute. JNU became the center of film promotion.
Yes.
Now, what will that Bollywood crowd do now? That Bollywood crowd, which was angry with Hindu Sarkar, but which made Padmavati into a freedom of speech issue.
Arnab,
that's the hypocrisy, no?
This film also started with targeting Kapil Sharma's show.
Akash, one sec. I'm sorry. See, Arnab, I want to share my personal experience as a filmmaker and as a Kashmir Pandit activist. जब कश्मीर से एक्सोडस हुआ, जेनोसाइड हुआ, मैं कश्मीर में था, फिर जम्मू आया. जम्मू में रिफ्यूजी कैंप्स जैसे सेट होने लगे, मैं अपना उन दिनों हाई बैंड कैमरा था, मैंने जाके शूट करना शुरू किया क्योंकि आई वांटेड दिस टू बी डॉक्यूमेंटेड. मैंने यहाँ मुंबई में बहुत सारे ऐसे इशू बेस्ड फिल्म मेकर्स के साथ असिस्ट किया उनको, चाहे वो सुधीर मिश्रा हो, चाहे वो शहीद मिर्जा हो, चाहे वो बहुत अच्छे बड़े फिल्म मेकर्स, मैंने उनके साथ काम किया और मैं इनको अभी भी अपना समझता हूँ. जब वो पूरे साल भर में कश्मीर में रहा, जम्मू में रहा, मैं जो मुंबई आया, मैंने इनके दरवाजे खटखटाए. मैंने उनसे कहा कि मेरी चीख और मेरी पुकार हमारी कम्युनिटी के साथ ऐसा हुआ है, why don't you make a film on this? This is a subject which is happening now.
What was the response?
But Arnab, the response was as worst as possible, the way it was to our tragedy.
No, you went to the Holocaust.
Every filmmaker I've knocked at the doors of,
including big names,
like Saeed Mirza, like Aziz Mirza, like Kundan Shah, peace be to his soul. Every filmmaker whom I've worked with and who always used to give lectures on secularism, on democracy, on humanity, on culture of India, oneness, and so on and so forth. There's not a bigger shock to me that my own people whom I considered as true Indians, They backstabbed me. They didn't talk about me. And
Shehzad is again responding to you. Shehzad is again Shehzad, you understand his...
No,
Shehzad, he's saying something. You want to listen? You want to listen? You want to listen to him? You want to listen to him?
सिर्फ एक हिंदुस्तानी है पूरे हिंदुस्तान में, बाकी कोई हिंदुस्तानी नहीं है. आपको मौका मिला, शीन फिल्म बनाई आपने ना. You made a film called Sheen. You made a film called Sheen. You are here. You are encashing on Kashmiri Pandits. Why are you encashing on Kashmiri Pandits only? और भी लोग हैं जो यहाँ पर आते हैं, पैनलिस्ट हैं, जिन्होंने जेनोसाइड देखी है. आप विक्टिम देखे, आप विक्टिम थे.
He says, what do you?
इस पैनलिस्ट, इस अर्नब के शो पे एक और पैनलिस्ट आते हैं, मिस्टर शोहेब चौधरी, वो भी विक्टिम है. वो भी विक्टिम है. उन्होंने कभी इस शो पे नहीं कहा कि वो विक्टिम है. मिस्टर शोहेब चौधरी ने कभी नहीं कहा. ही ऑल्सो फिल्म प्रोड्यूसर. और आपको इसी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री ने मौका दिया है. डोंट फॉरगेट दैट. अगर आप यहाँ बैठे हैं, you should thank to the film industry. You made a film called Sheen.
मेरे को बनानी पड़ी. 32 साल के बाद विवेक अग्निहोत्री में दम, उसकी ताकत, उसका हौसला कि उसने ये फिल्म बना के.
No, I think our generation, when we were in school, we were told we will read a history. You don't need to know about any part of the history which we are not comfortable with, which means the Congress regime at that time today. Till this point of time, somebody in school today, in school today, Mukesh Khanna, right? They would never know that 3,000 Sikhs were killed, burnt, butchered and massacred on the streets of Delhi, in which Congress leaders played a role. Congress leaders were part of the butchery. They will never know. And imagine they will also grow up in a country, they will never know that 1.5 lakh Hindus were forced out, that there were threats to rape Hindu women, that Hindu women were gang raped and murdered, and that entire families had to move out. They will never know. So they will be told instead, and this is the tragedy of our country.
Why does
with everybody on? No, 1 minute, bhaiya, please. Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'll tell you one thing. Can everyone be on for a minute? Just a moment. This country, its history books.
Why is all this not in our history?
Allow me, Ashok, allow me, Akash, I will make a point and you'll think about it. Answer is very simple. There is only one group of people who've been glamorized beyond measure. I have no problem.
Absolutely.
I am sure Prithviraj Kapoor made a fantastic film, played a great king, right? And I'm sure Jodha Akbar had to be made. But I don't understand why. Allow me to complete, Akash. Don't complete my sentence. I am telling you, the country's history books of the Congress leaders and Bollywood has had an unnatural obsession with the Mughals. और कोई है ही नहीं. You'll not know about anything. You'll not know about the real leaders of the country. You'll not talk about the revolutionaries. You will not talk about 84 massacre. You will not talk about 1990. You will not talk about anything that makes them uncomfortable. You will not talk about the emergency. You will not talk about the suspicious circumstances in which Lal Bahadur Shastri was killed. You will not talk about anything. The fact is that, let me tell you this. Let me tell you one more. It's a shame. And I'll tell you one more thing. First, let's applaud Chinmay for his role. Chinmay, Chinmay, when you played this role and now that you're seeing the response, just what are your thoughts? I mean, this must be overwhelming for you, when you took on the role and the way it's turned out.
Yes, sir. Of course, it's very overwhelming. And when I watched the entire research material and the footage for the first time, I was shaken to the core that there is a person in this world who says that I can kill my mother, I can kill my brother in cold blood. And doing such roles it's really not easy, and the kind of scenes that have been constructed in the film, and knowing that this has actually happened with someone. And now the kind of response that I'm getting from everywhere throughout the country. Yes, people hate me. People are hating me, but I know that they are not hating me They are not hating Chinmay Mandlekar. They are hating the demon that was within our society, which has caused so much damage to us.
Absolutely.
So
Well,
in a way, I
congratulations.
think that my job is done.
No,
And, now it's,
your job is not done. Your job is not done.
Arnab.
Your job begins now, because
Arnab,
we expect you to
concluding
play
remarks.
many such brilliant performances in many more realistic films in the future. This has been a great
Arnab.
debate. Ladies and gentlemen, when I come back on the other side, what happens to the Kashmiri Pandits after this? The film happens, but will they ever go back home? Or is the political debate that's happened after the Kashmir Files only going to make it more difficult for them? On the other side, don't go away.